So I'm gonna sit here until somebody shows up. God, I look like Casper on this screen. I got the dimmer. Did you see I got the dimmer?
Good. Oh yeah.
It's around here somewhere. We'll wait. We'll see if anybody shows up. It is 11 o'clock. Hey, Amina. Hello, Donnie. Hello, Ayana. Nakisha, hello. Hey, Erica. So check this out, y'all. I had just a very interesting conversation with my daughter and with Shadow about manners. Um, I think that I don't know. I asked my 15-year-old. I said, is there a such thing as having manners anymore? Like, please, thank you, whatever. This light's really bright on me, and that's when my eyes are like, I finally bought a dimmer for in here. Oh my god, you have a lazy eye, and you always look like you're high anyway. It really doesn't help for the light to be this strong. So, anyways, I'm tired, but I asked my 15-year-old about manners because I just had someone come in my inbox I haven't heard from in over a year and say, "What is your required reading list?" Now, you have to understand, it just says, "What is your required reading list?" But my mind is, "What is your required reading list?" Because, you're a sister. You come in, you asking for something. And I just think that sometimes the familiarity, that's one of the problems I think people have on Facebook. And I'm not picking my nose. I might be my nose. I don't know why my nose has itched all day, especially when I get on the camera. So, I think that a lot of the times people have conflict on Facebook because you'll type it in and in your head that's exactly the tone you're using. But when somebody says something to you about it, you be like, oh no, 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 you're tone policing me. I wasn't like that. And I'm like, yeah, you were funky. Okay. Are you guys having any problems with the broadcast? Because I just upped my internet speeds and I want to make sure that the live feed for my laptop works good. So, and if you're having it freeze up, tell me because I haven't seen anybody say anything. Okay. But I think that one of the things, I don't know, doesn't do you feel like being a witch or a worker makes you old school? Like even the youngest of people kind of turns you like back, and I think that has a lot to do with the history of the work, and the understanding of what it was, how it worked, and the reverence that we have for it. So it seems to come with a set of, don't you think, Shadow, like more formal Southern rules? Like, for example, I know it sounds crazy, but work with me here. You know how conjure women aren't called by their first names. It's always going to be Mama this, Miss something, Mrs. something.
I like that.
Okay,
Only thing I don't like is ma'am. I don't like to be
ma'am.
called
Oh,
ma'am.
ma'am. But ma'am wouldn't be your title. It would be sister. You'd be
Yeah.
mother something.
Right.
You wouldn't be, and when you're younger, you'd be sister something and
And
brother
that's okay.
something.
Yeah.
Why don't they have something younger for brother like that though?
Mm.
But anyways, well, father, yes, father and brother. So there are these. It's very interesting. For example, even if you wasn't nobody's nothing, you was doctor. You were the doctor. You were Doctor Buzzard. And or Mambo, because even in Louisiana in the early days they used that term for priestesses because that's what they were called in Haiti. May not have said it out loud very much, but it was a title all the same, right? And so and this is I'm looking at this from a literature perspective, because if I look at especially the literature of the time, but also then moving into stuff like Charles Chestnut and looking at stuff in the Harlem Renaissance that looks at those things, you'll see a level of formality. And it makes you, in a way, it kind of makes you feel old because I've got the sense of humor of a 12-year-old child, especially a young adolescent boy. Fart jokes are funny. And then I also believe that there is a such thing as a stupid question. I'm not so old that I'm stupid. People always want to say everything's so beautiful and wonderful when it really isn't. There are actually people here who are real shitheads on this earth. There are actually real sons of bitches that walk next to us every single day, and y'all may be one of them. I don't know. But I know this. I'm an asshole. And I probably am never going to make any apologies for being so. I guess you could talk about all the different reasons that make me have asshole tendencies, but then for me to do all of that, that's blaming, other people, my environment. And so you have to make the decision of what you're going to do and how you're going to be. And I struggle with this because sometimes people think that it is so funny because there's a Kermit meme. You're spiritual, so you're supposed to behave, and Kermit's like, no, I'm fucking not. you
I
know
like that.
right? Because I'm just trying to figure out what good spiritual worker has not been through some shit, you know to the point where I'm not an asshole because I'm a hurt. I'm an asshole because of experience. It's like most of the time I'll smile for a minute. You know how quickly my smile will disappear. But the point is, I do start with a smile. You know, but the thing is because what I've learned as an adult is okay, especially as far as mistreatment is concerned or disrespect. That's why respectability politics sucks so fucking badly. Because most of us, I don't know the types of black people that they use to stereotype us. Um, most I don't associate anybody that I know of that has been in jail for like killing somebody. Let's say that. If they do, they doing a real good fucking job of holding that down. I don't know these people. The people that I know who are black are educated, and they're not the people that they say we are, but we're not white, culturally either. That thing that they have perpetrated, pushed down into the little children due to teachers who profiled them from the very beginning, school to prison, the school to prison pipeline, to build the prison industrial complex. So they tear down little kids from birth. But we're still able somehow, some way, to really just know things, book wise. As they say, black women make up the largest, most educated group, per capita in the country. And that's no small feat when you really stop to think about what institutional racism not only does to our little black boys, but what it does to our little black girls. But the thing is, I know folks know better. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I've talked to some real hard ass people who have been to jail for a number of things. They're not my friends. We don't hang, but it's not like I haven't talked to them. So I kind of got a different perspective of who knows and who knows better. Because it's like there's some people, no matter where they come from culturally, they really can't help having the lack of opportunity that they did. There's a lot of people like that. But, more often than not, I'm always, and I'm not going to say astounded because for me it's expected. I'm always just gush when I see ingenuity from us. And a lot of the ways I think about it is because maybe nobody else will, you know. That's I don't think that a lot of people who don't have the concept of what white privilege is, they don't realize that they don't have to think about that, you know. And so that's what I'm saying. I've lived everywhere, with white people, black people. I've never seen situations where black folks in the neighborhood is everything that they say we are. But if you believe that, and unfortunately a lot of people who, because this is the most, there's a lot of segregation in this country, Chicago being one of the most diverse yet segregated cities in the world, you know there is a small fraction of people who don't have the ability to have exposure to each other. Early exposure to different cultures makes a lot more things acceptable for you But when you've only seen, you've never seen even a Hindu statue, you've never been inside of a mosque, you've never even, I mean, that's an Abrahamic religion. You've never gone outside to, even if you was a Baptist, you didn't even go to a Catholic church and visit. And those are the people who are unfortunately stuck, you know.
See, I went to all.
Right, but and the same thing is, because of the forced segregation of Black people, there are people who are they never get to interact with anybody else either.
And that's not good.
No,
That's
it's not.
healthy.
Well, it's by design, unfortunately, because I keep trying to tell people don't understand like the way the world's set up and why we have bad things happen to us. And okay, well, first of all, if you're a scientist, fuck your feelings, okay? You're a creation of a creator, okay? And basically, sometimes we're just a big fucking science project. When you stop to think about the universe and our galaxies that we can live in, the one we can live in, and the other ones we can see but we can't get to, and then the ones beyond that. If you ever watch one of those videos about like what creation is like, it's I mean, like, you can't even, I'm like looking for a little speck of dust on the desk to represent Earth, and so then being even smaller than that. I think a lot of times as people, they their self-worth, their sense of self-worth is overblown, and then other people's sense of self-worth is not enough, because the people who have overblown self-worth make sure that they're always going to pick on the most vulnerable people who probably have the most talent. It's like this, it seems like I don't know what's better, Shadow. Do you think this, is it fake civility is better than this constant in your face, just fuck you?
I would rather somebody say fuck you.
I don't know. I guess. I don't know.
Because you fit. Well, I do. I feel it. Don't be disingenuous.
My thing is, it doesn't matter if you're disingenuous. I'm not going to try to be your friend anyway.
Right.
I can pick up on both. But if I have a preference, I would rather be able to just be able to walk away from you rather than come back and punch you in your throat. So, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I mean about like civility. It's not that you don't want to punch the person in their throat, but you want to not go to jail that particular day.
Right.
We just don't fare well there, and that's why I think most Black people know this. I have no idea why we are continued to be shaped as dumb criminals. The problem is when you're locked away in segregated neighborhoods where there's no job, no food, everything, we are people. That's another thing they don't like you to say, especially Christians, that we're animals. We're all animals. We eat other animals, those of us who are omnivores. Okay, and even the people who are vegans, it's like there are animals who poke your fucking eyes out that are vegetarians. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? If they have to defend themselves, it's not like they're going to eat you, but they will fucking kill you. So I don't give a damn who you are, how you eat, you're an animal. And so when you pack people in places like projects on top of each other, 20 some flights up, and you don't give them a working elevator,
mm-hmm.
and you don't give them air conditioning, and you don't give them clean water, and they took people out of this one housing project in Chicago one winter because it was so badly maintained that there was ice coming in on the insides of the windows, and the people had no heat. And it was like, man, they put you in a box to kill you, because that's essentially what it was. And I don't know how or why people found out about it, and they were like, oh, we got to move them. So you know what they did? There's a lot of south suburbs in Chicago that used to be entirely white. And those were people who were probably like managing the stockyards and stuff like that. People, or banks and shit like that. And then Black people started moving to the south suburbs, and they fucking completely disappeared. They're just like, poof. So they took, when of course, when white flight occurs, jobs go away. And they took all those people who they were trying to kill in the city in a benevolent act of, whatever, put them all out in hotels in the south suburbs. So now you've got a bigger span of people that you're trying to get in one place so that you can cut them off from everything. You'll lose every single fucking resource you have, and the property taxes will then go down, so your schools will suck until the point where you implode upon each other and die. That's the process, and it's kind of like, in one hand, you really hate to move out of the places where you were brought up, that you love, that you would love to invest in, but then you're torn because you know how this works. You're put in places to die. And so for most of us, and I'm sure that's another thing, we were talking to this one a white lesbian couple that came to my house and had the nerve to ask us why we needed a Black Witch convention. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, you act like you don't understand the concept of safe space. I was just a little bit mind blown. I think that's one of the biggest problems that we are experiencing, especially as Black mystical women with white feminism, because it's not there for our interests. And we all know that they will turn their backs on us quick as they wipe their asses because they voted for Trump. This woman was on, Shadow was watching, and she was making sure, she just wanted to make sure she listened to it. She said, the one that I cared about or anything, but the woman was, a Caucasian woman, was upset about President Trump and how he has not done what he said he was going to do for them, and how her job is now going to Mexico. And we're just sitting here like, he's a billionaire. You really expected him to care about you? So these people that he's that voted for him, and he is deporting them. This is like some real divine judgment. Yeah. And as much as we definitely hate having to have this, that's my thing. And I, like, y'all don't know it because I'll come on, say a few things and bounce. But I come on less and less to engage with people because, oh my God, for the first time in a long time, a new Facebook friend I got on the wall, she was talking about Jesus and how we were lost. And, people are asking her to factually prove the things she's saying. And she's just, y'all keep talking about King James wrote the Bible, God wrote the Bible. And I'm like, I need you to point out one single itty bitty tiny weeny motherfucking Bible verse that says that God wrote the Bible. I'll wait.
God did not write the Bible.
I'm like, you are sitting here and you are defending a plagiarized, contradictory mess. So what you did was you stole Judaism, the Torah. I just smashed that right here in the front part of the book. But we ain't got to do none of that no more, because we got this prophet that we have now turned into a god, this shaman, this healer that we turned into a god, and now we got to retrofit him to a tradition 300 years after he died. Even though I think what the first one of the Gospels was written 38 years after he died, it still wasn't written by a damn disciple. But somebody had to start the story. And that's another thing. Don't you find it a little bit unusual that all those books say basically the same thing? Just those were the alpha, beta versions. They weren't meant to be put all there. It's ridiculous. The Gospels tell the same story, 4 or 5 times? The same story. The only one does a decent job is Luke. That was a beautiful one, because he talked about how Jesus leapt in Mary's womb, or John the Baptist wept in her cousin's womb, one or the other. It was beautiful. But they don't understand their own book. They don't even know that the Catholic Bible has more books than the Christian Bible. And the Catholics don't know about the ones they took out at the Council of Nicaea and finished it up. No, they started the Council of Trent, and then they finished it up at the Council of Nicaea. They don't understand about the book of Enoch or the Gospel of Thomas. They don't understand their own book. But see, in my quest to be an amazing Christian, I read a lot.
They take out what they want and they make
But
it
even
fit their lives.
okay, but given the cherry picking, They still can't justify their shit.
No.
You know, that's the point. You know, Jesus wept. That's all you got. Because I'm gonna need you to give me that, show me where this done, because this was the I don't normally do this, but I got off somebody's wall and I clowned this woman. I clowned her. And I don't normally do that because I do not want people on my wall doing this to me, but I couldn't. I don't think anybody, well, except for any other fools, and she was the only fool in the thread. And she was talking about how God wrote the Bible, and everybody, and this one girl was like, look, get your girl, because she tried to tag her friend, but it didn't work. That's another thing. People that don't know how to use Facebook. So, like, the word ran together with her friend's name, so she couldn't tag her friend in, you know? That's what this is like. This is like the WWF, where motherfuckers keep tagging people in. Now I know what it means by tagging, okay? And old girl simply told her, look, man, we will wipe the goddamn floor with you, because we know the Bible left, back, forward. Because, see, that's the thing. Most of us who end up being priests or priestess or leaders in this community were passionate Christians. We studied it. We desired to be more like Jesus. We had a higher calling. We did want to be, what are you all right?
I'm fine.
It's like, did you like go to sleep and slip?
No,
What the fuck are you doing over there? God. But I think that don't you find that to be true?
Yeah.
That we were like really sincere Christians.
Christian. And then you realize,
And then but you sit back and look at these people, and you're like, when you're innocent, you want to be like Jesus's lamb, you know, you just want to be, you know. And even as rebellious teenagers, we still wanted to be good people, you know, and we thought that the principles that so many of us had been given were going to make us good people, until we realized who we was dealing with. And then you go, so then you spend decades, you know, sometimes. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. 10, 20 years in the church, going from church to
I've been to all.
Yeah, you know, everything you could in Christianity, and a couple of others. Like I went to the Baha'i temple, and I was sitting here.
Church was my favorite.
The Holy Church was
I grew up in
church.
It's like, what?
Wait. I grew up in the First Baptist Church. We only went to Second Baptist, which my family built on the holidays with the CMEs. Otherwise, we was at the white folks church. So when I went to my first holiness Kajik, and I'm standing there, and I'm the only person in the room.
Not falling out.
Right, not
getting the Holy Ghost.
So you know, anybody ever sees that they see me possessed, please know that I am not faking. I could not fake that if I tried. I mean, I really felt like I was not fitting in. I was just like watching folks' dresses flying up, and they throwing white sheets over them. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fall out, but I don't feel it. Just, that was crazy. I'm standing there like, I must be going to hell. I'm just looking at everybody falling out. You know, I keep trying to tell people there's a danger in that. Because I don't care what you say it is, you are possessed with the Holy Spirit. So wait a minute, you have gone in there, and that's why the mothers used to wear them hats, I bet you. Walking there with your head uncovered. Because baby, the women in the hats, how many of them you see acting a fool? I'm serious. Look at the folks doing the jumping and the shouting.
You had to cover.
But look, let's do this like as a science project. I want y'all to go and look at all of the dance and shouting videos that you see. And I want you to tell me, like, if there are church mothers there that are, you know what I mean, and see what they doing, because they're gonna be like them ones in Key and Peele, the ones that sit there and talk shit. Remember that? Did you see that? Look, a demon jumped in between the both of them. It was crazy. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. But for real, take a look at that. Like, so I was in the Kojic church. There was nobody in there with their head covered. You know, to be like, keep your arms and your body and all that other stuff covered, but keep your head uncovered. You see people in that particular type of church with their heads covered. So they just dancing all over the place, which means you have now left yourself exposed for whatever spirit chooses to show up. And they tell us that we're crazy. I don't know about y'all's faith, but my faith calls spirits down. Sometimes they do try to show up and make their presence known when in very inopportune situations for us. But for the most part, especially if you're not a full-time priest or priestess, you have interactions with your spirits in a specifically, not say controlled environment, but one you're highly aware of. You know the spirit by the way they move. You know which spirits can talk, which spirits can't talk. If a spirit comes and talks and sounds like their tongue has been cut out and asks for daggers, you know who that spirit is. You know exactly who the spirit is because you have been trained. That people don't understand the purpose of initiation either. So we've got a problem. We've got a problem with manners. We have a problem with respecting traditions. You know, people, I think that tradition has gotten a bad name. Don't you? I think it's because white folks' traditions are not ones we want to follow. So when we hear the word tradition, just like traditional furniture, who the fuck likes traditional furniture? When black people have a house full of that shit, I question them. I got questions. I mean, sometimes you'll mix up, like here in this house, like modern stuff with antiques and stuff. But like, I'm not talking about classy antiques. I'm talking about you either went, you could start at like Value City and move up to like Bloomingdale's and still get this shit furniture from all of these places. You know, it's like, you know, when black people do that, I look at them. I'm just like, because to me that kind of represents a time that isn't really very happy for us, you know. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm suspect to it, you know, because it seemed to me, and I don't know if that was the way it was for real or it was because it was a bias, but it always seemed to me, and I had black friends and white friends, that black parents were always more hip. They was always more down. They listened to the same music we listened to. And, you know, it wasn't that we were out of touch with our parents. We just didn't agree with them. You know, it's not that we didn't understand where they were coming from. We just was coming from someplace else. But a true understanding of each other. And then what I noticed is, especially when we were in high school, when Tipper Gore started going off about nasty music and metal and stuff like that, it's like, bitch, where have you been for the past 40 years? You know, as the progression of rock and roll, you know, really? This is 1980 something, bitch. This is not 1945. So even our future Democratic vice president's wife was snapping off like she was on Fox News in the front of the government. And that's the thing. It's like you want to be, you know, a feminist or at least a womanish. You want to have strong feelings about women expressing themselves. And you want to say you want to have really strong feelings about women expressing themselves no matter what they say, but then you lying. You are lying because there's some women that you don't want to hear speak. In fact, I got an article from a friend of mine last night about the women involved in the leadership of the KKK. We're not talking about now. We're talking about from the very beginning, like 1929. And why we're having all of these issues of being gaslighted and silenced with white feminism. You know, it's because white supremacy has run so deep for so long, they don't even recognize it as white supremacy anymore. It's, you know, their way of life. They are protecting their way of life, you know. And I don't know, last time I checked, everybody I've ever met, black, white, indifferent, just wanted to live peaceful, happy life where they could afford to take care of their needs. Yes, some people wanted to be rich, but for the most part, people just want to live. People want to eat, have health care, enjoy each other, fuck a lot, and not have to worry about having 50 million, 11 children. You know, that's what people live for for the most part. At least by the time you get grown and you realize that you ain't gonna have that fucking Benz, that that McMansion that you thought was ever so cute was really a fucking cookie cutter. And if you got smart, you go and find a nice vintage home and make it your own. That's the type of stuff you figure out at some point. And I think it's our job, because we've gotten so far away from that, to start bringing that back. And it's really difficult with kids. It's like we grew up in that 70s bubble where we didn't have the issues that our parents had, and now we are having some of the issues that our kids are having. And I don't know where that starts. You can't do that one black thing just because I didn't witness being profiled or mistreated by teachers. Teachers would assume shit about me, and then I'd blow them out of the water. They asked me, yeah.
They thought I was innocent.
Well, see, the thing is they would try me as a black kid in an all-white school, the only black girl in every grade. So I got this book about some fucking bear. I'm second, third grade, and it's fifth grade reading level. And they're like, this is fifth grade reading level, and I'm looking at them like, and they asked me to read it. So I read it. And they were like, well, what did you just read? I said, bitch, you didn't ask me to comprehend. You asked me to read it. Can I go sit down so I can comprehend it? They would not let me have the book. And being a little kid, and with my grandparents kept me in some motherfucking books. I was just like, I read the shit, bitch. Bye. But it seems like they have gotten even more aggressive with our children, back to acting like they acted when our parents were in school. So, one of the things as spiritual people that we need to remember is that we all have a little bit of asshole in us, and that's not a bad thing, because we can't be those people that are the first people to forgive when we're murdered in a church. We can no longer be the people that are going to stand there and let them hose us down with hoses and get chewed up by dogs. And that's not to say that was a bad thing then. It's just not going to happen now. So, I think that for a lot of it is, we need to learn how to treat each other a whole lot better. We've lost the ability to say please or thank you, or even have a healthy. That's why I like people debate on my wall, because people be on bullshit. Okay. And so I don't let people argue on my wall, because that's not that I don't want people to have a healthy debate, but you got two issues there. Really fucking stupid people. People that have never researched their topic, talking out the side of their neck. That's
about their opinion,
about what they think. Yeah, right. Opinions about bullshit, no facts. And that makes me just want to find you for real, like real life, find you, show up on your doorstep and blow powder in your fucking face. So that's the first problem with letting people argue on your wall. The second thing is, I don't care how smart or informed people are, there's always going to be that asshole. And I know I fight it every day, because I have to sit there and be like, am I going to say this? No, I'm not going to say this. I do that a lot more now than I did when I was in my 20s. But there's always going to be somebody that breaks bad with some bullshit just because they can, just because they petty. And it's not always serious. It's always usually quite funny to me, but rude nonetheless. It's like we have lost that ability to just be like, somebody I wanted to disagree to agree on my wall yesterday, but there were no facts behind what she said. There's nothing to disagree with. Here's facts, And then motherfuckers, that's the number 3. The other thing that irks me and it keeps me from allowing people to just go for it on my wall is, people don't know when to stop, And that's another thing. I don't want to come back to 400 comments on some bullshit, I see it. I look at it. I look at a lot of people who are very active on social media, who are also workers and shamans and healers and witches. And I'm wondering, man, that just is like such an incredible, not only a time suck, but a soul suck. So I'm trying to really figure out why people do that. But you know what? It's great. What I have done, and I would suggest that if anybody who wants their pieces of their life that they're never going to get back, if you want to, save up and pull a little bit of those back, you'll learn how to use that wow emoticon. Wow. And read that shit, sip that tea, and just go. Don't even engage because you can see everybody else is engaged. It's entertaining enough. But then you've always got those people that have to take that pot shot, They can't resist it. And what I'm come to find out is that those pot shots, they add up in time. You know what I'm saying? Even the time that takes to say a little stupid ass witty remark and keep it moving, even if you never go back, those seconds that you were extra special, super duper Betty Crocker, Petty Crocker, like you making petty, you baking petty. Think about adding up all those moments of petty. I'm thinking maybe I might get a couple extra hours out of my life at the least, but I'm thinking days, possibly weeks. Just to go, scroll past it. I just want y'all to try this for a week.
Aggravate me so much I have to scroll.
I know, you got to scroll, but that's our strongest thing is scrolling. Today I was like, no, bitch, no. And you sit back and you realize I just wasted a whole lot of motherfucking time. And therefore, you wait a minute. And if you owe like me, you sitting there going, like you hit the return. In your mind, you're using a typewriter, and it's funny because I have this vintage keyboard that makes typewriter sounds. So literally, y'all, but you have lost. I'm telling you, I was like at least 6 or 7 different petty ass comments in the same string, enjoying the complete jumping in by heathens that this woman was getting. Okay, all us pagans just like woof. It was great, but at the same time, I know that there's this Haitian Creole language DVDs that I got. I bought a little boom box. It's so cute. And then the external drive came, so I was able to rip them and get to my computer. But that's one of those things. I could have been listening to that. I could have been reading a book. I could have been talking to my kid. I could be calling my friends I've got a couple friends who are dealing with some serious health challenges. So, remembering what's important. And so that, I think all of that kind of wraps up in with this whole thing with manners, understand that especially people who practice African traditional religions, because there are structures of respect in those, or somebody who practice something that is considered to be a more southern based type of folk magic, that there's always going to be an error or an air of formality. Used to be we didn't call our aunts and uncles by their first names. I think we were the first generation to do it, and then like my family turned that around and stopped letting the kids do that. So, just a level of civility. It's so funny because we're often accused of being the most uncivil people in existence. Brown people, Black people. But I don't know anybody with a moral manners code that's stronger. Do you, Shadow? White kids, they'll walk in the house with their hat on. Or sunglasses.
Or don't speak.
Or don't speak. Woo! Don't speak. Just walk in the house, slam shit down. And you be there with, your friend Billy Bob, and you be like, you be ducking because you expect a swing or a shoe or something, a flip-flop, whatever, to come flying at this little motherfucker when he comes in his house. And I've seen that very, very often. And I don't think that there's anything, like there's certain things that Black folks did, especially hazing in sororities and fraternities and things, which, yeah, they were direct holdovers from colonialism mixed with very African traditions, which always gives you that tug of war when it comes to those types of organizations. But still, that's not the type of old school formality type of shit I'm talking about. It's just about being pleasant with each other, being nice to each other. Nowadays the best thing that we do for each other is that head nod thing. You see somebody black and like, what's up? I love it. I love it. I'm always like, hey, what's up? Because we've been a room full of white folks and they have no fucking clue. What they know now. Black folks have talked about it enough, but I don't know. How do we still manage to have secret languages? That's how I'm telling you. That's how willfully obtuse the highest income echelons down to really the middle class is. You got to be like lower class to even get that concept. I think that people live in the Appalachians, hillbillies, trailer parks, the lowest of the low, they got some type of way that, they know each other.
See, we had a family whistle.
Oh, yeah, we had a whistle. We had a family whistle.
That you knock on the door, that's family.
Yeah, we had a way that you rang the doorbell. Right. You rang bump, bump, bump. If you didn't do bump, 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 you wasn't getting in. If you didn't ring your mama's bell 3 motherfucking times, my mama was like, what was it? Something about calling and hanging up?
Yeah, call, hang up, if you call back.
And what was that about?
If you were traveling with long distance and they just want to know you made it.
Right. When you made it, you call, hang up, call right back, hang up again. Because they used to charge for long distance. Okay. Exactly. You home. Well, no text message and wasn't even no goddamn beepers, okay? Yeah. Now, when beepers came out, we used to have codes. Yeah. Somebody, you got a call from such and such number, and it was like, okay, 911. 911 wouldn't be 911. 911 might be, come on, get some booty time. You know what I'm saying? And that's funny because we're the generation who's seen it all. We have gone, and I've explained this before, we were born out of Victrola in my house. My first Viewmaster was wooden.
And me with the sticking the hand in the washer.
Oh, and yeah, this one. Most people 40 something through 55 have like at least one person in the family have those scars on their arms because they stuck their hands in the roller of the washing machine.
I didn't think, I was just,
You thought it was just you? So I kept asking people, how did that happen to you? Until I recognized there was a pattern. That these children of a certain generation was sticking their fucking hands in them roller washing machines. Yes, that's why they stopped. But the ones that was motorized, oh God, they probably lost arms and nose. Oh God. Because always used to crank, you might live. Okay? And go from that all the way to nothing. MP3s to files,
it's just amazing.
And everything that falls in between. And my generation had a lot to do with making that stuff too. Because when you stop to think 20 years about the .com boom, well, that's when I was 20 years younger. So I was 28 years old, and those were the people who were doing all the innovations. So I don't know if that is going to put us at because these baby boomers are fucking us up badly. Millennials, go talk to the people older than us because we ain't really got shit to do with that because we're the first generation that didn't do better than our parents did. So, hey, I'm hands off on this motherfucker. For real. I don't think. I think, and that's so funny because most of the people in my generation grew up black and white just wanting to be cool. It was the age where black people listened to Duran Duran, and of course white people were listening to Michael Jackson and Prince, and folks were singing We Are the World, and I don't even understand what the fuck happened. Or was it all a sham to begin with? Because I'm sure 30 black men a day were still being killed by the police.
Pretty much, like I said. And people, when they didn't understand the riots in Baltimore, and I'm like, I'm one person, and I could tell you enough to just choke you.
The fact that you knew several people who were abused by the police, that shouldn't be.
I still don't, and I hate if I ever have to call, trust them.
Oh, no. Like I said, I have a real problem with people doing what they have to do to live. I make jokes about coons and Uncle Toms and shit like that, but let me tell you, boo boo, I got pulled over in Guyana, and I put on my inner white girl like an invisibility cloak. Okay, I was just like, "Hello, officer, what do you need?" Because it's fucked up, but hey, guess what? I like living. I can explain myself in such a way so I can go home and talk about you like a motherfucker, but I'm going to live through said experience. And maybe that's because I'm old. But I remember my grandmother used to get mad at my grandfather because he was mixed, and he was born in the 1800s, and he was used to flip that pager upside down. That's right. My grandfather was born the son of a former slave and the son of the plantation owner. And it looks like that plantation is compromised in Louisiana, where the 12 years a slave was. So I'll be able to go down there and take a look and hopefully find some records. And then that will take me with my grandfather, who I'd hit a brick wall with, straight out this country, because before that they were in Germany. And I've got the whole tree for Germany too. Not like I'm going to go over there and try to meet any of these motherfuckers, for real. No. But it's good to know. But yeah, it's like, it just seems, oh, that's pretty. Oh, which one is this? Is this the new one? Oh, y'all. Okay. Did we put that on the website already?
I don't know, but you need to.
Okay. Bitch, better have my money. This is the Pay Me Now spell, which I don't even remember when I put it together. Was I auto writing? So but I'm teaching this class, and I'm like, what kind of gum is that? This is amazing. And I don't chew mint gum. Okay. And it was this because I created the formula and Shadow mixed it. And I was like, for real, this smells like that? And, I'm like, I want to find somebody who owes me some motherfucking money. You know what? Maybe I need to get like a little replica of the Capitol building and anoint it with oil and put a candle on top of it, because the government owes me 40 motherfucking acres and a mule. And I could really use that 40 acres right now to build my commune.
I told you what happened with my grandmother, why she didn't really know how old she was. When the plantation owners were gone or died, the slave, and they were doing 40 acres and a mule, you had to have your birth certificate to prove where you were born. So they
have no birth certificate.
All of in town.
Oh my God! So how many times have you all heard of a place's records all being burned?
All the black people.
Yeah, well, the white people had their copies of their birth certificates. Right. They made sure of that.
Right.
But I've heard that so many times when people go and do their genealogy searches that all of the records burned down in a fire and such and such. Wow.
All the black people.
All the black people's birth certificates.
So that they could not claim
the 40 acres and the mule.
Exactly.
Oh God.
So we didn't really know how old she was.
Wow. I probably could have gone my life without like thinking about that one. Because you're just getting mad all over again. That's another thing. When you have a whole friends list of extremely well-educated, woke-ass black people, because there's very few, and most of them, about 85-90% of them women, it's kind of hard to be on your timeline every day because you see some shit. And I swear I try to be funny because I would like to be the person who knows about the shit, but you don't have to wallow in it. I want to give somebody a minute of breath so you can bob above water and be like, okay. Because laughter is the only thing that probably preserves black people. I think our life expectancy would be fairly shorter, and it's already short, if we didn't have that. The greatest comedians I've ever watched are black, and you don't get Robin Williams and Steve Martin type of comedians every day, and Steve Martin still doesn't even touch Robin Williams, and that's about it. But when you talk about black comedians, especially Monique, because that's some bullshit, and I would have said the same things that she did. I mean, no, sorry, You know what? 500,000. I ain't saying maybe she should have gotten 20, but 500,000, that's just a fucking kick in the teeth. Nobody, that's what I was trying to explain earlier about the whole respectability politics. Oh yes, bitch better have my money. Pay me now spells. Best done on Saturdays with a green devil candle. Here you go. I can't get a green devil. I guess you could substitute a green cat or just a green what?
The mini spell, green candle.
Green candle, green bag. Oh. Yeah. There might be like a sage type of green bag in there if you see it, like more of a color of money. Mm-hmm. That would be a good win for that. Something in that rainbow. There's a whole fucking rainbow in the drawer. This is what we do every night. But in any case, before I gotta go to bed. It's midnight. Oh God. Excuse me, drinking ginger ale. But the reality of the matter is, you know, sometimes we have to create safe spaces for ourselves. And, you know, often and too often, and that's why I don't allow the foolishness on my wall, you know, what could be a really safe space just to be who you are becomes a really violent place that's full of denial. And that's really frustrating, especially when you're doing the best that you can to, you know, make the world a better place. So, you know, as spiritual workers, no, I don't believe, I don't believe in the rule of three and, you know, cause no harm. That's not my praxis. I will fuck you up to protect me and mine. I'll fuck you up if you're a mean, horrible, nasty person. As long as I get permission to do so from my spirits and my ancestors, I'll annihilate you. But that shouldn't be your first thing that you pull, you know?
I agree with that.
The first time somebody gets you mad, you know, I've explained to our witch circle, I said, you know what? Yeah, it could be fairly problematic to have a lot of witches in the same place, but first of all, we're Black women, we're sisters. And the second thing is if you throw at one member, every other member is going to throw at you. It's not probably something that you would want to have done. It would be better to solve. We will never have that problem. We will never have that problem. We will never have that problem. That's all I'm going to say is we will never have that problem because there's just enough folks in there who are not newbies, who are not fucking around, who are not going to tolerate things like that, that will keep everybody acting right. And if they can't act right, then they got to go. Yeah. You know, but some people cause real harm before they leave. They leave just a shitstorm in their wake. And so to prevent that, it's like, look, that's the one rule we have. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to have the same spiritual or political beliefs even. But you can't be no Republican up in this bitch. I don't know. I mean, you can be all kinds on the spectrum of everything else, but don't come up in here with this, you know, conservative bullshit. That's probably the only thing that I'm gonna say, you know, non-magical, which can also be magical because all the motherfuckers is practicing magic believe that. That I'm gonna, but I think people can be different and get along, and you're only hanging out once a month. Yeah, you can act right.
You can act right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You surely can. And if you can't, you better take that shit off property. How about that? And don't let anybody find out about it. That is fabulous. Let me. Why? This is why we can't have nice things, because we ain't got no money. Look at this, y'all. Look at this head wrap.
I want that.
That is amazing. Well, you know, Queen can do that for us. Oh, that's kente. Is it kente? Is it kente? No, that's not kente cloth. Nope. Okay, I found some kente cloth upstairs this weekend, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to find something. Make a little card bag for like my Lenormands or something. Put my little white folks Lenormands in my little kente cloth bag. That's one area of cards that could stand a bit more diversity. I think that Under the Roses Lenormand is probably the most diverse deck. Yeah, it's a beautiful deck. And then I like the postcard Lenormand, but she did a black man, but she didn't put no black woman in there unless this dark-haired woman is supposed to be black. I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, that's more like a Lucky Kelly green. We don't have the olive sageish green in there. Because in on the color of a dollar bill, you got different stages of sage and dark green.
That's the only green.
Okay, that's fine. Green is green. Got to do what you got. Got what you got. Do what you got. What you got.
We need some prayer cards.
Prayer cards, spell cards. Have I written "Bitch Better Have My Money"?
I don't know. I don't think so. You haven't finished the watch over.
I thought we had that. I thought I'd written that spell. Spell writing. Anyways, you know what? I just want everybody to make their own spells. Why does everybody want to spell?
That's what we need to do. You said sigils. Everybody need to sit down
and write their own spell.
Because,
okay, because we talked about it, but we didn't do it. We're talking about the witch circle meeting.
We need to do it.
So you're just going to throw my sigils idea just like right out the window.
We can add that to your spell. You write your spell.
So I think sigils are going to require a bit more time than that.
Nope.
Meaningful sigils?
Nope. And I'm going to show them how.
Okay. I gotta see this class because if it's good, no, Jezebel, stop it! Get your claws out of me, go! If the sigil explanation in class that she debuts with the Black Witch Circle is any good, then she'll be teaching it on BigLizConjure.com. But I'm thinking that I don't think we should divide those two. Spell casting is sometimes hard, especially if people don't necessarily have poetic skills. And so they be trying to rhyme shit, and yeah, it's a little bit,
You think that's too much?
Yes, I think spell casting is something you would teach, or spell writing, not casting, just the writing. Because we talked about how to cast them, but we really didn't talk about like the development from the beginning of the spell to the actual incantation to the casting. That's a lot. So I'm thinking like that would be a multi-week class. I mean, that's another thing. I design online courses, and today we did a presentation on learning styles. Learning styles are bullshit, okay? Because just because you are a better person that reads and you have these cognitive skills better than somebody who hears, you can still hear. You can still learn by your ear. There may be ones that you're stronger than the others, but you still doesn't make you incapable of learning in different modalities in different situations, like with a video or writing a paper. You can be taught good grammar. You may not be taught the most beautiful prose in the world. That's a talent. But you can be taught enough grammar to get a decent grade on a paper. And so that's the thing. I think people know. I think folks know about this loss of tone. Like you said, that you can't interpret.
But it's become acceptable.
It just act a goddamn fool. That has nothing to do with not being able to recognize tone. People know exactly what they're writing. Just like when people talk about.
I've forgotten myself.
Just when people.
And then you just at work, you just walk in and start talking. Then I had to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning.
No, man. Let me tell you something. Every time I went off the rails at work, I was fully cognizant of what I was doing. And it was because of some old bullshit. Like I done told y'all since I walked in here the right way to do something. And then a year later, we've been doing it wrong. We've got to do it such and such and such way. And I'm sitting here because it's what I told them a year ago. So no, man, no. I think that all of us should have, I know it's hard sometimes because people are really very opinionated and stupid, And so it's really hard for us to leave shit alone. So, I'm going to see if y'all can do this. Y'all can do this on your own. I'm just going to kind of like peep around and see what happens and, share this with your friends. Like for a week. Just don't be petty. When you see something that it bothers you a lot, just roll past it. Because it's not the fact that we're asking you to ignore these things. We have to fight these things, but there's ways. And I just really don't think that arguing with people who are never ever get it in your mind that these people are going to change their mind. So what have we done here? Who are we educating? Did we actually reach maybe somebody else that was paying attention to the argument? Probably not, because either these people have an opinion one way or the other, and unless they want to troll, they keep it going too. So I just think that we could get a lot of time back if we just start being like, wow, and just keep it moving. Don't even just let people know, yeah, I saw that shit, and I'm moving on to the next post. And I think that means you'll finish scrolling through your newsfeed a whole lot faster and be on to bigger and better things, and still keep in touch and see what's going on with your friends rather than all this jumping in, because I swear it's become like the WWF. And I've been doing this. I've been doing this for weeks now, and I do get a whole lot more done. There's been a lot of small projects and things that I've been working on trying to make happen. I finally had the time to sit down and figure out, simply because I refuse to engage with a lot of these people. And that's what I do on my page. But I've taken a bigger step where outside of my page, if it's foolish just to fuck around and go on somebody else's wall, unless I am personally asked a question, my name is Wes. I'm not in this mess, because I have spent my life arguing with white people, and I have seen things go from, bad to worse. I have a feeling that people are going to be, whoever's going to be willfully obtuse is going to remain willfully obtuse. And my friend Erica did a status last year around this time about how we were so upset and scared that President Trump was our president, but we forget. And just like I was even talking about that segregation earlier, we make our own communities. We have to work on our situation where we live and make sure our kids are getting a good education. And yes, I know all this stuff rolls to the top, but if you're really thinking about where your contributions are going to be more effective, they're certainly going to be more effective in your neighborhoods than on the internet with somebody who is never, ever, ever going to consider your thoughts on the matter and move to your side. Not without either a real fucking come to Jesus or some type of brain damage where they change every aspect about who they've ever been. What you think? What are your odds here that what you've done? No, you don't have to let spells rhyme. Okay.
You don't have to.
No. And so I was laughing about if Juzzy lets you touch that sewing machine, she better get away from me. I got a new presser foot that actually mimics a serger. So I'm going to try that. But anyways, I've been supposed to take Trinity her medicine and go to bed. So that's what I'm going to do. It's fucking midnight. Bye, y'all.